Greetings and welcome to God's One Chosen's channel. I am Apostle and I am greatly appreciative in you coming to my page. What we're going to be doing, this will be the last video I do about the Obama deception theory. Actually what has happened is I'm a person, I'm pretty sure you know if you've seen my comments, I support our president. I support the fact that he's the leader of our nation. Now what I don't have a problem with people not agreeing with his policies. A lot of his policies I don't agree on. I don't agree with some things that he tries to come across on. But with that stated, that is fine. That is America. That is a democracy. That is dissent. And it's no problem in that. But there is also a problem when we start talking as if I've heard said by some U.S. citizens that he's not one of us, that he wants to run this country into the ground. May I ask you a question? If Obama has an agenda to run the country into the ground and take over the country by the government, that would mean that the president that comes after him would have to be in cahoots with that, right? See, there's a reason why that thing was put into place, why you only can serve 2 terms. Because if you do have an agenda, like Adolf Hitler had an agenda, if you do, you can be voted out. You know, you can't, and even if you're not able to, even if people love you so much and you can be voted out, you can't be voted out. You still have to get out of that office in 8 years. Now, what they want you to believe is that Obama's trying to socialize America. That is amazing when actually what he's trying to do is make better out of the programs that already exist, which means the government already controls these programs. Any person, I'm a person that takes the healthcare issue for the elderly very, very personally because my grandmother died of emphysema mixed with lung cancer. My grandmother actually worked she dropped out of school when she was in the 8th grade and she worked all the way up until she was 65. And she was a strong woman, you know, like a lot of women. They were strong women. And she got sick with cancer and she was a person that was a faithful person about paying insurance. How many people have grandparents that if they don't pay anything else, they're going to pay their insurance? Well, my grandmother was one of those people. And when she died, they came up with all kind of rules and all kind of things not to, well, actually before she died, they only would cover certain treatment. They actually wouldn't cover what the treatment that was actually needed. And when she died, they actually came up with all kind of clauses that they trying to get themselves not to pay. Well, my grandmother actually was a woman who paid faithfully. She had the same insurance company for 45 years. And when she died, they gave us basically, excuse my language, hell, trying to get the money to bury her. I mean, so I was real passionate on his effort into making universal health care. I don't understand what the big deal is. Maybe some people saying single payer, whatever. I am a person that God has blessed with income, and God has blessed me with health. God has blessed me with a family, and God has blessed me where I don't really have to struggle. If my family gets sick, if my kids get sick or my wife gets sick, we can receive very, very, very good medical attention. My wife and I both have very, very good insurance plans. So I'm not just speaking out against insurance. But I know of several people who don't have any insurance. And I know of several people with babies who have Medicaid, and I know old people who have Medicare. And the bad thing about Medicare is if you get that, you can't get Social Security. So like my mother-in-law, she's actually sitting on a fixed income of around $600 a month. And the reason why she can't get Medicare is because her Social Security is actually more. So if she gets sick, she's in trouble. So I support him on those kind of issues. But I just think that we need to get away from demonizing the president, trying to ruin his presidency. He's been elected the president. He has a term of 3 or more years left. So let's just go ahead and give him the opportunity that we've given the other 43 presidents. We didn't condemn them to failure. We didn't bring guns to their rally. We didn't disrespect them. It's funny that people said we shouldn't criticize president in a time of war, the same people that's criticizing the president right now. It's amazing the hypocritical theories that the Republicans. Now I want to show you there's a difference between Republicans and Republicans. Republicans are fine. There's nothing wrong with being a Republican. All that means is that we have a different philosophy on how to reach a certain goal. That doesn't make a Republican a bad person. But a Republican, if it was a Democrat doing this, I would stand in his face and say, you're wrong. For you to try to demonize everything, him speaking to a class of kids, which all presidents have done. Actually, on 9/11, if I recall, George Bush was actually reading to a class. His father spoke on the same kind of address to the nation. I remember I actually was in school, and I remember we all had to watch it. And he said, I would like for you to write an essay to say how you can help us do what we need to do to get this country where it needs to be. But these people, the Republicans, didn't say anything about him pushing an agenda on our kids, and they didn't say anything about him speaking to our kids. But this is how much they demonize him. They don't even want him to tell our kids to stay in school, work hard, and strive for perfection. They can turn that into a bad thing. Don't you see that these people are racist? These people have no legs to stand on, for if they did, he would have never been voted in the first place. Like I said, this is my last time doing a video about the Obama thing. You can continue to believe what you will, believe what you must, but one thing you will never change is that he is actually the 44th president of the United States. And I, for one, am glad, because there's a lot of black young guys that can actually grow up a way that I didn't grow up. I never thought in my mind I would see a man of color in office, but there's kids like my two sons that can actually say, wow, I can be a president, and they can aspire to be that. And I think that's a good thing. But if you think that's somehow a bad thing, that someone has stole your country from you, well, yeah, the old way of this country is gone. No, you're not the superior ruler, and you can't rule by force by coming in our home and killing and killing us off, man. It's just like we have intelligent people now, and we're learning how to deal with our anger. And I'm going to be doing a series of studies because I don't want to give the wrong impression. I believe that there are a lot of issues in the black community that the black community needs to address. I believe that our young men are falling into the gang life, and it's our fault as fathers. I didn't have my father, and it had a boomerang effect on me because as opposed to me not being there, I decided that I would raise my kids at all costs. But kids are looking for love, and that's what they're going to go to, no matter what kind of love it is. So you have to be very careful. But we're going to be doing a series on the gang members. They're just looking for love. And I hope that you'll tune in, because we're going to be discussing a lot of things. And we'll get back to the Bible. I do apologize to the saints of God for this political series, but I just wanted to answer a few questions and clarify myself. I still support Obama. I believe he's our president. I pray that he can do his job to keep us all in a better standing. Once again, I thank you for coming to my channel and listening. I pray that you'll come again, and I pray that blessings are added to your life. And I want to let you know that I am not against white people. I am against the idea that black people should act like racism doesn't exist. And with that said, I will bid you adieu.